Hello there, welcome back to Crafters TV. What an exciting show we have got for you. It is a launch day. Launch day is, of course, when we bring you brand new products you will not have seen before here on Crafters TV. And today it is a turn of the Gemini Creator Card Abstract Stamps and Dies. You are going to absolutely love them. You've been shopping ahead in your droves before the show since that earlier wake-up call. There is so much you're going to be able to do with these. And I am not here on my own. No, of course, the Queen of Crafters Companion herself is here. Sara's with me. How are you, Sarah? We're kind of matching today. I love that.
Oh, coordinated, darling. We're coordinated. Yes, you know it's a big show, guys, when I pull ranks and say I am absolutely going to be here to do that launch. I remember launching the versions of these, Joe, when we did the everyday, and the response to these was off the chart. I think that's because there are so many things you can do with them. They're brilliant for paper piecing. They're great for shaker cards. They're great as creator cards. They're great as just panels on your cards. So trust me, I've got an amazing 2 hours lined up, loads of different techniques to show you. I'm going to walk you through all the different kinds of demonstrations, but all I can tell you is this is going to be brilliant. You are going to absolutely love this when you see everything you can do with it.
Yes, absolutely. I'll give you the details straight away. Now, what I need to let you know as well is that we have a special promotion for existing Club Inspire Platinum, for existing Club Inspire members. There is a Club Inspire Saver Special. What that means is, if you were silver, you'd normally get 10%. We're going to give you an extra 5% today. So gold will get 20%. Platinum members will get 25% off. So actually, that platinum price, now we're going to knock a little bit more off of there for you as well. You'll get an extra 5% off of that, which is incredible. Don't forget what you're getting in here. The 6 brand new designs that Sara's about to take you through in a second. Plus, we will also include in here the alcohol-proof Flagstone ink pad for you as well. I do need to let you know that 1/5 of the stock went on pre-orders alone. So I know we are going to have an exceptionally busy show. You're going to get the star, the holly tree, the icy snowflake, the snowy bauble, the festive angel, and the foliage cross in here as well. I would urge you also to get over to the website. There's lots of other great things that you might want to use in conjunction with these amazing brand new stamps and dies. Go shop the show, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au. If you want to get in touch with me, I'd love to know which ones you've ordered. Lots of you going for the whole collection. You can get in touch in all the usual ways. Crafters TV if you're across on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are over on YouTube. What I love about these, and I think the feedback we had in the earlier show, Sarah, was that they kind of take traditional shapes, if you will, but then add something a bit new and a bit interesting and a bit exciting into there as well. There was loads of love for these in the earlier Wake Up Call show.
Oh, come on, let me show you. I'll show you all the designs we've got, John, and I'll show you. I've tried to pick out, I was aiming for one of my favourite cards with each one. However, I've got a little bit carried away with some of them. So let me kind of show you how they work, right? So for example, this is the cross one. So what you're going to get is you're going to get the cross, which is a creator card die. So if you want to just cut it in, it's going to give you this panel. If you want to cut it onto the front of a card, it's going to give you this effect. This is what allows these to be brilliant for all of your shaker cards. Now, as well as the die, you're also going to get the stamp set, which gives you all of these individual words so that you can just finish that off. So if I give you an idea, Joe, this is that design that's
beautiful.
Paper pieced. So can you see we've cut it out of separate bits of cardstock and pieced these bits back in. It is being designed with paper piecing in mind, okay? Now it's also been designed such that if you wanted to use it as a creator card style, so on this one here, it's been cut right through the front level of the card. I'll teach you all these different techniques as we go through, and onto a different colour there, so you've got that little bit of a shadow. But then, to be honest, these cards just look fantastic, even if you just want to cut them out and stick them onto a white background.
Gorgeous, in a simplistic way,
on their own. So that's the first one there, Joe, which is your cross. Now, the angel, I absolutely love. These are all available individually, guys, if you want to just go for 1 or 2 of these. Let me just show you, and we'll be doing a card like this later in the show. If you want to do a fantastic, like a stepper card, by the way, to get the cheat kind of paper piece look, Joe, all you want to be doing is working with a little bit of a glitter card or something. We've got a great glitter card bundle on the show, so that can go behind. Or, I was talking about shaker cards earlier, and again, we will do a shaker. Actually, I'm going to be doing a shaker. Believe it or not, I've got planned for you do a side stepper like this as a shaker card, all with an angel.
Beautiful.
So kind of incorporating these two ideas here. And that's the beauty of these shows, Joe. That's where I got my idea for the demonstration, mixing these two together, right? So that's your second option, is your angel there, okay? The third one is the Christmas tree. Now, this is crying out to be paper piece, and that is exactly what I'm going to teach you how to do. Look how incredible this is. Now, whether you paper piece it, or what about taking it to the next level, using it as like a pop-out card. So we've got all of that covered as well. Your things like your bauble or ornaments, as you guys call them in the US. What about doing these sort of style cards if you want to do like even this is just a see-through card. It's one of them domed fronted ones. We'll be covering those off later in the show. You've got the star. Now the star's the first one I'm going to be starting with. They're brilliant if you want to use them for like cutting cards. So that's what I'm going to be doing here, Joe. But just to give you an idea, this is the one that I based my, well, actually this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be showing you how you do a fold back like this. But it's really easy, Joe, because it's just using it as a very basic creator card. And then the last one, because there's 6 designs in total, the last one is your snowflake. And again, if you're going for the snowflake, look, it's going to look fabulous as just one, if you just want to do like a one-off card as it was. Or if you want to take it to the next level, what you could be doing is using it to cut multiple pieces all over the background.
That's gorgeous.
So that's actually cutting multiple times. Now you're going to need a larger cutting base here, so these need to be done on your Gemini, but how fabulous do they look cut multiple times over the front of your card? So we'll cover all of those techniques. I've got loads to show you. Give me a second to pack down, Joe, and we'll get ready and I'll start my first demo.
Sounds awesome. Now, best way to get the best value and also full set syndrome is out there. I know you're going to want to go for the whole lot. $49.99, $74.95. If you are platinum, remember everyone's getting an extra 5% in the club today. So platinum members today, $37.49 or $56.96 you can pick these up for, which is absolutely awesome value considering you get the ink pad in there as well. They are available individually for you, $9.99 or $12.95 depending on where you're shopping. Any two of them for £18 or $25.25. So it's completely up to you. Get yourself over to the website, get your orders in, sit back, relax and watch all the amazing inspiration. As I said, if you want to get in touch with me, all the normal ways, Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. Lots of you saying hi. I can see Nora in Arizona, Jill's in from North Yorkshire, Lynn in Essex, Alison's in as well from California, Eden is in my hometown of Manchester too. So any questions that you've got as we go through the next couple of hours, absolutely get those questions into me and I will pop them over to Sara. Very, very busy already at the start of this show, as I knew we would be. As I said, a fifth of the stock already went since this morning's wake up call. So lots of you loving these, lots of you getting very excited, and a lot of you as well now right in that sort of prime festive crafting period. Lots of you well underway now with all of your Christmas makes. So these are going to be the perfect tool to get you in the zone when it comes to your Christmas crafting. Because I mean, if you've not started now, it's kind of getting to that point where maybe you need to get going, get a move on, get a bit of a jog on, as my mum would say, isn't it?
If you've not started now, guys, what have you been doing the last couple of months? Have we not inspired you enough to kind of get going with the Christmas crafting? I'm sure we will have done. Hopefully, if not, this is going to give you that little bit of a whoosh and a boost, right? So let me show you. This is what we're starting off doing. So this is what I consider to be one of the most basic styles of cards.
It doesn't look basic, though, does it?
Does it not?
No.
I just think it looks fabulous, but it's because it's the clever nature of that creator card style that's cut right through here, and it's a brilliant way to show off a lot of your special effect inky backgrounds. Now, I'm not going to be doing the inky backgrounds today. However, you can do any sort of inky background technique or use some of your old printed papers from your printed cardstock pads to be able to create that background effect, okay? Now, for this card, let me show you, because I actually did a little bit of a cheat with this. So I've used some of our pearl cardstock, and obviously your cardstock is 12 by 12. So what I've done, I've left it the full inch, 12 inches wide, and I've cut it down to 5.5 inches deep. Now, if I was to do the half fold and then the fold back, my card would be really narrow. And if you look, what I've done is I've actually done quite a wide card, so it's more than half the width of this. So what the trick is, what we're going to do here, Joe, right, is we're going to take this 12 inches by 5.5. I'm going to score it just before the half an inch, so I'm going to go like the third little notch on here. So I'm going to go the third little notch here, down, so that's like 3/8 of an inch. And then I'm going to score it at 4.5. So what that's given me is, after I fold and burnish this crease line, This card is going to be 7.5 inches wide, all right? And then you're going to fold this little piece here, and that is going to give you like the little stick back as it was. So you notice I'm always folding in with the crease line. We've got that little fold back, and then all you're going to do is cut another piece of card. So this card here, I've cut, can you see? So nobody's ever going to notice that little join on there at all, Joe. However, this little piece of card here, this one's being cut again. It's 4 inches wide, but it's that 5.5 tall. So it's just giving me that nice little bit of a fold back. So what we're going to do is, go on, sorry?
Excellent.
Oh, excellent, right, he's there. So this is the one that we're going to do our work on here. So if I take the base die out, this is the style. Is this the one our Craig's been using in Wake Up Call? Let me just give it a little tap, get all the little pieces out there, right? Just make sure, if you are using this, that you do get all of these extra little pieces out there. You don't want any of these extra bits stuck.
What happens if you don't get those out, Sarah?
Well, what will happen is it won't cut very well through the front. So that's nice and clear now. That's going to go right in the inside. Now, I always like to work this way just so everyone can see what we're doing, right? So I'm taking that die, I'm going to hold it in place right in the centre of the card with a little bit of tape across the middle, and then we're ready to go through and do the cutting. So regular die cut, we're going onto your clear cutting plate, and then we're going with your frosted, your magnetic and your top plate. Regular sandwich, they're not intricate dies, guys, so you don't need to worry about having the extra metal shim. You don't need to worry about having a lot of pressure on here. They're not overly intricate. They're going to cut beautifully well, whatever die cutting machine you're working with. But you see that there? Now, if you were to want to use this for paper piecing, you're going to keep all these little pieces here. As it is, I'm not using it for paper piecing. However, they're going to be brilliant for a shaker card later. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap them off to the side, keep them for another card later. Same with all these pieces in here. So a lot of these, I'm going to keep the little stars. Everything else, I'm going to tap out.
Excellent.
Now, to really achieve that look, so that's going to connect onto the side of there. And then what I've done is I've cut a white piece of card just because I think it shows really, really well to go on the inside. And I'm going to take this white one and cut into the white one as well, Joe. So I'm taking this, line this on the front, just using that little bit of tape. Notice I'm using the tiniest amount because what I want to do is I want to hold it in place. I don't want to get it too stuck. All right.
I love that little bit of doodling around the edge there as well. It really gives it a nice feel, doesn't it?
It off, doesn't it? And what I've done is, just to really show it off, is I've done a little bit of doodling. If you look at the one that I've got ready, can you see I've done a little bit of doodling in white around the edge of this one? So this is how it is now when we've just cut it. And then look at the difference when I add that white doodling around the edge. So we'll use the one that I've doodled on. We've got this one here, so we've got some lovely extra stars here that are all going to come in useful for any paper piecing. Hello, the confetti there. We'll pop that over to the edge. Now, bit of a tip here, Joe. When we come to put the whole card together, right, I'm going to use both styles of tape pens. So I've got my straight tape pen and I've also got the dotty. So what we're going to do is behind where we've got solid pieces, we're going to come right round, loads of tape with your straight tape pen. You should always be using your straight one wherever you can because it's a little bit stronger. You don't ever want your cards coming apart. So I'm going all the way around the outside there, Joe, just avoiding that little bit, can you see, where we've got the design. And then with the dotty, I'm going to come over the top of the design. So what it does is it's getting me extra adhesive behind where we need all these pieces. And that does not make all the difference. So look at all that extra adhesive in there so that when I come to stick this down, that is going to stick absolutely beautifully. So that goes down there, sticks an absolute dream, and you don't have this lifting up around here. That's what we want, right? Same here. So if I want to stick this really well, another top tip, guys, tape to tape. So put tape on there, and we're going to attach that to this side here. So you come and you put tape right down the edge. So we've got tape attached to our tape. We're going to line all of this up at the side. Once that's all lined up beautifully, then we can stick that down effectively, all right? So nobody would ever notice that tiny little bit of a join in the middle there. I bet you didn't notice, Joe, before.
No, I didn't. And it's really good because it's an unusual size card now, isn't it? It's going to really stand out on the mantelpiece, that one.
It's 7.5 by 5.5. So great, you'll be able to make a brilliant card. You'll be able to make a brilliant envelope for this one if you want to. And then all I've done is I've done a watercolour background for this one. So again, I'm going all the way around with plenty of tape, Could be any background you want here. A little piece of glitter card would work a treat, but what you want is something to show a nice bit of colour through the background there, so that you've got that create a card style looking through and also a patterned piece here. And then just to finish it off, all I've done is I've done a couple of little bits just to add down the edge here. And then I've also got a couple of little bits I'm going to add in from the side. And then you know those stars that we cut out, Joe?
Yeah.
I'm just going to add a few of these little stars around
Oh, they make
the edge
cute
here.
embellishments, don't they?
Oh, I just think it finishes it off really, really nicely. Now you've got the stars, and I've also got some little gems. So I'll keep going sticking.
Amazing.
Joe. If you've got any questions or people have got any thoughts on this, let me know what you think.
Well, the people in the warehouse must be working at super speed, Sarah, because Marion saw these on the website, ordered the whole collection, has loved the previous set, and yay, Yodel delivered them this morning. So now to relax, watch and play, whilst waiting for Colour Me Happy. Thank you, Crafter's Companion.
Oh,
talk
brilliant.
about
How amazing to be able to
speed.
kind of craft along with us at the same time, Joe.
Absolutely. And Laura says, hi everyone, I had to laugh at Sarah's story on Instagram today about second day hair and makeup. I have been there.
We've all been there, guys. We've all been there. So last night, I was in London all day filming my first set of, I guess, shows or the pre-record stuff that goes out for the opening season of Strictly Come Dancing. So for those of you watching in the US, that's our Dancing with the Stars program that I'm going to be on this year. So I was down there doing all of that filming yesterday, so I had this amazing hair and makeup team working with me, and I thought, you know what, I've got a nice big show on Crafters TV tomorrow, I want my hair doing still. So all I did was I kept the hair, I just re-curled and re-judged a bit this morning, and I washed all of my face apart from my eyes, and then I just redid the bit, so I've got nice hair.
That's amazing.
Put some new lashes on this morning. So yes, we're literally all glammed up and ready to go.
That's amazing. Yolanda says Sarah looks fabulous. I love what she is wearing. I said the same. The dress looks beautiful.
You did say the same, Joe. Thanks, guys.
Mary says I would love to see a similar cross like this for Easter, maybe with cut out flowers in the cross. That's a wonderful idea.
It's a lovely idea.
Sarah Brown says absolutely love my glue pens. Now I have assorted ones, both the dots and the straight ones. Cheryl loves Sarah's cards, always so creative. And Marion says this is why I love the abstract. The cut out bits add so much dimension. They do, and because they're the same shape, it just really pulls it all together, doesn't it?
Oh, do you know, I just love them, Joe. And I've got so many different techniques and cards to show you over the course of the show. This is literally just the start. I'm just going to tell you now, I am absolutely working hard for my card of the show, card of the day today. We're going to have some stellar makes today. I know I've got stiff competition. I did see the Wake Up Call show, but I'm going to hopefully blast through loads and loads of different ideas. So if there's anything in particular you want to see technique-wise, let me know. I will absolutely do my best to cover as much as possible. I'm going to stay with some more simple cards, and we'll build up to some more advanced stuff as we go through the show.
Excellent, love that plan. Right, I want to go through what you're getting included. I do need to let you know that a third of the stock has gone. This is our launch stock here on Crafters TV. So what you're going to get is included. I'll just quickly whiz you through. Let me show you the boards again really quickly. So in here, and what you're getting, not only do you get this create card style cut in die with that beautiful detailing. Craig was saying rightly so this morning how incredible these would look through your Gemini foil pressing all of that detail onto your project. This would look absolutely amazing. Then what you've got, so you've got the die itself. Then I love the fact that you've got the sentiments which have been put together specifically to match the die, so you know that you've got something that's going to work with that. In here you've got Baby It's Cold Outside, Let It Snow, and Winter Blessings there with the snowflake. Then we have as the next one here is that gorgeous star. Love the Star of Wonder, really beautiful. Your sentiments here are Star of Wonder, merry and bright, all is calm, all is bright. Really, really love that. Now the next one you've got is your ornaments, or your bauble as we call them here in the UK. And then you've got here Deck the Halls, All the Sparkle, and also Joyeux Noël. I always struggle to say that. There you are, Joyeux Noël. French was never my forte, Sarah. Then you've got the tree. I love the fact that it mixes styles. So you've got Christmas tree, but then you've got elements of holly in there. So it's like a double whammy, which is really exciting. This is your favourite individually at the moment. In here you've got Happy Holidays, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and It's Christmas in there. I love that here as well with the boards, you can clearly see two distinct ways of using them. Cutting them out, using them like a creator card, or cutting them into your card concepts. There's going to be lots of different concept cards you're going to be able to create with these. Then we have got the angel here for you as well. You've got Oh Holy Night there, Silent Night, and also Joy to the World. And then the last one you've got here is your cross. I really love the cross because it's kind of, obviously it's very, very classic, extremely traditional, but then it's got that vibrancy to it, which I think is awesome. And this one here says peace and joy, Merry Christmas, and also rejoice. But individual prices are there on your screen, 2 for £18 or 25.25. The best way to get the best value is, of course, to go for the whole collection. When you go for the whole collection, you get all 6 brand new styles. You're also going to receive the ink pad in there. Don't forget as well, that platinum price gets even better because you're all existing Club Inspire members are getting an extra 5% discount up until the end of Sunday, wherever you are. £37.49 or £59.96 is your today's platinum price. Absolutely excellent value, very, very busy already. Let me share with you some of the other awesome hot products that we've got in this show. Glitter card work brilliantly with these because you've got that opportunity to craft. Oh yeah.
It's there.
You're going to be able to pop some glitter card behind. You've got ivory, Christmas green, solar gold, and you are also going to get the pale silver in there as well. £10 or $14 to get those. The watercolour Christmas, my oh my, what an incredible signature collection this was. We've actually got the vellum pack available for you in this show. Beautiful for creating texture here. £9.99 or £12.99 to get £12.95 to get you 12 sheets of that one. We've also got the stamping card and rocker block collection for you on the show. You're actually just paying for the card and you're getting the rocker blocks totally free of charge here, which is brilliant. That makes that a half price deal, which is fantastic value. We also have the Harmony Water Reactive and Midas Ink Pad Christmas collection. This is brilliant because you get 2 of these for free. So the Bordeaux and the Spring Meadow in the Water Reactive. You're also then going to get Grasshopper, Honeypot, Sandstorm, Chinese Red in your Water Reactive. And then in the Midas, you'll get the Amethyst, the Jade Green, and the Platinum, and the Red Garnet in there too. Now, the Platinum price actually comes down to $30.34 in the UK or $45.30 in the US. That means these are costing you £3.03 per ink pad or $4.53 per ink pad as a platinum member. That is shut the front door, great value right there. We've also got the guillotines on the show. The guillotine, the small one, is available to everyone, £21 or $29. We do have the large one as well. It is a UK only, the large one, $33.99 if you want to go for that larger style as well. So all there for you. Any questions, get them in. I'd love to know what ways you're thinking about using these particular dies. I'm seeing lots of comments coming in with dancey emojis in the comments here. So excited for Strictly. Tricia wants to know if you know who your partner is yet.
I don't know. No, honestly, it's what people keep asking me. 9th of September I find out. You aren't allowed to know until the 18th of September. So I won't know. You can't start badgering me till the 9th, but I'm absolutely not going to tell you after that. But you have to find out on the 18th. 18th
of September. Right, I'm making a note in my diary right now. Which one are we going to be looking at next then, Sarah?
Right, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to show you, I showed you the card where it was cut out in the middle. So we're going to do a pop-out card because these are brilliant for pop-out cards, okay? Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to give you the sizes for this card, because I'm going to explain to you how it kind of works, right? Now, if you've watched any of my shows with the Ultimate, you'll have seen me do oodles of pop-out cards. The basic principle is you start with 2 pieces of card exactly the same, okay? One of them you fold in half. So in this case, the black one I'm using as the background. So there's the black one is folded in half, okay? And then you take the second one, and that needs to fold in half, right? But then you need to fold those back pieces in half again so that you end up with a concertina style card. So the whole idea is for a pop-out card, you have the half fold and the concertina fold, and then when you stick them together, so this one I've tried to be a little bit fancy, can you see, and left myself a little bit of a border around the edge.
Oh, like a little matte layer on the inside.
Yeah, a little bit of a matte layer. But the idea is that because they were the same size, before I did my trimming here, you then end up with that shaping in the middle. So we have that pop out. So it all folds together like this, and when it opens up, you've got that 3-dimensional pop out in the centre.
Love that.
Now, what I've done to be a little bit more fancy, Joe, is I have just added, I'm loving these, I was really feeling the love. I think one of our designers did it on their samples and I thought I'm gonna take inspiration from that idea and just drawn myself some borders. So I've drawn a border around the middle. That's gonna go on the inside of our card, and what I want to do is do a cutout of one of the designs.
Really ties in that matte layer, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? It's
Yeah.
lovely. And because it's black in the background, then you don't need to do anything else to it. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take the Christmas tree, and what you'll find is they're all designed to work really symmetrical. So it's not a symmetrical design, but it will work symmetrically, which means you can line up the front and the bottom here. Really important, Joe, you must do all of that scoring first.
Okay.
Right? So don't try and score afterwards. It's going to be too much of a faff. You're going to score first, and we're going to hold that in place with a little bit of tape. If in doubt, tape at the top, tape at the bottom as well, so it's not going to move as we go through.
Awesome.
And then regular sandwich, so we're going in the centre here, and then we've got clear cutting plate, magnetic cutting plate, top cutting plate, pop them all together, and through we go.
We've got loads of great crafty questions coming in today, Sarah, which I love, because I think we get so many new viewers all the time.
All the time.
Susan Ely says, can we use the original Gemini plate sideways through the Gemini Pro?
You can indeed.
Excellent.
We always try and think of these things for kind of time savers. So if you notice, quite often I'm using my large Gemini with my junior plate. If I'm using the Pro at home, I'm always using the Pro with my sideways Gemini, the big plate. I only actually bring out my Pro plate if I need to do a big 12 by 12 cut.
Fabulous. And also one more from Terry says, about the guillotine, does the blade ever need sharpening? If so, do we do it or do we replace it?
No, you don't replace it. It is a self-sharpening blade, so the idea is when it cuts, it's always sharpening itself. If you ever want to give it an extra sharpen, the cheap way is to cut through a few layers of tin foil, or the good way is you can just use your kitchen knife sharpener.
Excellent.
So,
any other
brilliant
crafty
tips.
questions? Get them into me. Crafters TV
you ask.
plus companion.
Right.
Excellent.
So, Joe, that is going to be going onto the black background. However, watch what a difference this makes, okay? I've just got a couple of my Spectrum Classiques, and what I'm going to do is just go around the outside here. Notice I've put just a little bit of black cardstock so that I can go right round the outside with that colour just to make it stand out. So, look at all of this here, and this is going to take me a little while, Joseph. If you kind of watch
No
me,
worries.
I can answer any more crafty questions as we're going round, but I wanted everyone to see just how fantastic this looks when it all kind of comes together.
Awesome. Lots of you let me know what your favourite is. Alice is saying, I think the tree is my favourite. Tracy Wood, says, love the snowflakes. So detailed and beautiful dies. Gail says, I think it looks like I need to get a new basket started. I think you might be right there. And Faye says, I ordered this set early, and even though it's been shipped to the US, it is already on its way. I cannot wait. Marion as well saying how much she loves the extra dimension that those cut out pieces add. The great thing is with these as well, not only got so many different card concepts you can add these to, there are so many different ways of using them. I think if you're going for these as well, you'll definitely want to join myself and Debbie Robinson later for our Colour Me Happy show, because we're talking all things watercolour, and I bet these would look great cut out of watercolour background washes, or maybe even with watercolour background washes behind them. So that'll be myself and Debbie. I'm calling it the return of the Robinson. I haven't worked with her for ages. 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. East Coast, and that will be our amazing Colour Me Happy show, all looking at our aqua markers this evening. Any other questions you've got, get them into me. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube. If you're over on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe as well, so you'll be notified every single time we go live. You don't ever need to miss any of our shows, which is fabulous.
Now, look at that. I've cut straight to
Amazing.
the one that I've done. So you can see how I'm just going all the way around there, Joe. What a difference that makes just with a little bit of colour on there, doesn't it? I think that looks absolutely outstanding. And then to put the whole card together, all you're doing, remember my tip of gluing glue to glue, or tape to tape as it was. So I'm going into both sides with the tape, and then just to give me plenty of tape, I want the one that I folded in half here. So I'm going to put plenty of tape down the edge, and the same down this edge here. If that ever happens, by the way, just wind your tape pen on a little bit like that. So this is going to give me the side panel coming down here with that little bit of a border. You don't have to do the border, you can do just regular pop-out cards like you've seen me do on the Ultimate shows before, or you can do them with that little bit of a border. But can you see that's going to fold perfectly flat to go in the card.
Amazing.
Open up and give you that shaping. And then just to finish it off really, all I've done is I've got a couple of squares of cardstock. This is just actually some of the papers that I'm doing, Joe. Just doing a little bit of matting and layering on the sides. Now what I've done is I've focused on doing more technique demos and teaching you all how to do loads of different styles of cards, as opposed to spending ages like inking around the edges. You all know how to do that sort of thing. This is more about like learning the techniques that work with these sort of cards. But what I will show you is, again, a little bit of matting and layering from one of the card pads just to go on the front here. And then all I've got is I've got a little bit of a bow here, and I've stamped out the matching stamps that come with it. We wish you a Merry Christmas. So your bow can also go on with your tape pen like this. And then this here, I'm going to use, oh, I did have, yeah, nice bit of foam here. So I'm going to go 3D with the foam pad in the background. You don't, with a pop-out card, Joe, you don't need to do an awful lot to the front of it, because nobody's ever going to display it like that in the front. They're always going to display it on the mantelpiece like this. And I think that's the difference. Look how fabulous that looks on display there. No one's going to look at it this way. But you just need a nice looking card on the front there. But it's just a completely different technique. If you contrast that with the first card that we did, completely different look for those two cards, yet all with the same technique. We're going to be doing shaker cards, we're going to be doing easel cards, we've got some stepper cards there, I'm going to be doing paper piecing, so many different techniques, all with the same set of dies with this one.
And the great thing is, although that looks really impressive, Sarah, that was a relatively quick card to put together,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, a lot of people feel the pressure at Christmas about, you know, the volume of cards you've got to make. When you've got great quality dies and stamps like this, it's going to help you achieve those cards, but in double quick time. Let me take you back through what you're going to get in here. I'm going to go through some of the samples that I've got over here, because they are beautiful. I really love this one here with the star. You've got your sentiment there in the middle. I love the way that the mats and layers here have been built up with a foam pad. So it gives you dimension, but it's got a really lovely sort of organic feel to it, this one. Then we've got this one here, which is the Christmas tree. Isn't it absolutely beautiful? I really love that. I love that the base card's been done out of mirror card here as well. So it does give you, on those mats and layers, a really lovely sort of effect as it catches the light there. I think it's really clever that. If you are into paper piecing, you are going to have an absolute field day with these. They are a paper piecer's dream. Yes, it's going to be great for, I mean, not a small card, but not a large card. But how about if you want to do big projects, then these are going to be fantastic. Look at this gorgeous double Z fold. That's got that die in there, the snowflake die, used 4 times, 2 sentiments in there as well. I mean, that is a really, really impressive card. How about going a bit more organic? How about using your craft card, which I know a lot of you love to do? What a really classy, simple, elegant card. Little bit of paper piecing on there, a little bow and a sentiment. I mean, that is simple, but so refined and elegant. So it really does depend on the style of cards that you want to create. Whatever your crafting style is, I think you're going to be able to incorporate these really beautifully into it. Loved these diorama style cards here again, but also again quite a simple card. Gold mirror in the background there, the creator card style cut through, and again very impressive, very straightforward to do. And I really do love this cross, because I think what it does is it takes something very, very traditional but gives it a little bit of a modern feel. And you can see there with that mirror card in the background, doesn't it really pop and look awesome, just using some of your nesting dies there to cut into that. You're going to love using all of your pattern papers that you've got with these too. I know a lot of you have got lots of our Christmas themed pattern papers. They're going to work beautifully with these. 35%, nope, approaching 40% of our launch stock has gone. It will be the first time you've actually got your hands on these. First opportunity you've had to get a look at these, and you guys are absolutely loving them. I want to take you through the glitter card collection that we've got, because you do have the aperture here. I think it is really nice to use things like your mirror, your matte mirror, your glitter cards. We've put a really lovely 4-piece collection together for you, and in here you're going to get the ivory, 10 sheets of each with this, doesn't shed either, which is fantastic. Christmas red, you've got the solar gold in here, and you've got that fantastic silver in there as well. Really, really beautiful quality cardstock there. £10 or $14 if you want to get your hands on that. We're going to look also at the ink pads. Now the great thing is about these ink pads, you're going to get 2 of these free of charge, which is excellent. So in here you've got your water reactives, and we've mixed them together with the Midas. Not often we give you 2 different ink pad styles in the same collection, but these really work together. So you've got Bordeaux here and Spring Meadow. They're the 2 that you're not paying for. You're also going to receive in here, in the water reactive, Grasshopper, you've got the Honey Pot, the Chinese Red, and you've also got, you will get the Sandstorm, I believe, as well. Yeah, you do get the Sandstorm in there as well. Then you're going to receive in the Midas, the Amethyst, the Jade Green, the Platinum, and the Red Garnet. The Midas, like a pigment ink pad with that beautiful metallic shine in there as well. So going to look really beautiful on your festive projects. Remember, because the extra 5% saving that all existing Club Inspire members are getting, it means that Platinum members get this for £30.34 today or £45.30. That means you're looking at £3.03 or $4.53 per ink pad, which is off the chart value for money. Right, I also want to tell you about the dotted tape pens. I'm going down into my craft vault to grab them. They are here, brilliant for these kind of designs, because you want to ensure that you're getting these designs stuck down, but you don't want to get any of that adhesive showing through. You get 4 of our amazing dotted tape pens here. You're saving 30%, $13.48 or $18.77 if you want to get those. They are brilliant to have in your stash. Now, it is really, really busy. I know a lot of you don't want to miss any of Sara's fantastic demonstrations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an opportunity to check out those baskets. So whilst you do that, let me share with you all the details of how to shop.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can get the best deals and shop while you watch during our shows. The best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. So head over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV Home, where you can see all of our shows, plus exclusive offers, and even shop while you watch. Now, if you want to get involved and comment along, you can head on over to our community pages. Come say hello, ask us some questions and chat along live with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even airplay our shows direct onto your big screen or stream us live through YouTube. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Kimberly says, well, imagine that. The tree, the angel, the snowflake and the ornament fell into my basket. It happens all the time. You walk into the store, you fall into the aisle, things fall in, and then you leave, obviously via the tills. I'm not advocating just leaving. But yes, absolutely, you guys are absolutely loving these. I knew you would. They are absolutely beautiful. Deb Rich says, the new outline markers would look fab on that tree. Absolutely, they would. Susie T says, I love this set, had to have them. I love the first non-Christmas set so much too. I use them all the time, so absolutely had to have these. And yes, any other questions you've got, any comments, get them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. Which one would you like to share with us next, Sara?
Well, I'm going to go into Snowflake and show you a bit of a different technique, but it's really interesting what you're saying. about the non-Christmas versions of these. I remember there's a beautiful leaf one. There's some gorgeous designs, and they were one of our biggest selling shows. I think because it's something completely different. We'd never done anything like this, and paper piecing, which I'm going to be moving on to later. So big. It's nice for everyone to see that's something a little bit different and challenging from there. So what I'm going to do with this one is, remember I showed you this big card? I absolutely loved this. So I thought what we'd do is, I took inspiration from this, and I'm doing a bit of a version of this, but on a slightly smaller scale. So I've given myself like a smaller base as it was, Joe. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start, I've got a few different ink pad colours. So if you're doing your different ink pad colours, what I find is, Joe, I'm starting with one colour base here. Yep. So I'm going to start off with the lightest shade and just blend a bit into the middle. Now, if you're pretty good at blending, work with your stamping card. If you're not, work with your watercolour cardstock,
really?
And you'll find it that little bit easier. All right, so can you see I'm getting some kind of harsh lines here, and then I'm having to work hard to blend them out. You won't notice these in the final project, but it just gives you a bit of an idea. Now, for those of you wanting to do this exact same background as to what I'm doing here, I'm using a bit of Parakeet, Oasis. I'm going to blend a bit of Plum Pudding and some Midnight into here as well. So I've got a couple of tones going on there. Watch what I'm doing when I'm coming in with the purple. So I'm picking up the purple, dabbing off the excess here, Joe, and then I'm just starting from the edge, but then working bigger and bigger circles to blend the purple into the blue across here, right? So you see that again, I'm picking it up, dabbing off the excess, starting with smaller circles, building them up, and then building into the bigger circle that comes next. And what I'd say is, if you kind of take your time with this, I mean, I'm not, because I'm on live TV and we're rushing and I've got lots of demos to do, but if you take your time, see how I'm getting a couple of markings there, then I'll have to work really hard to kind of try and buff them out.
Do you know what I saw someone do the other day? Sorry, it was actually last week's Craft Factor contestant.
Right.
Went back in with a clean blending sponge and then ran back over loads of it to like buff it out.
Hey,
which I'd never seen that done before, had you?
I've never tried that. Should we try that after I've done this?
Yeah, and it used it. It was almost like a bit of an Instagram filter for your blending almost. It was very clever.
Oh, Joe, an Instagram filter for your blending.
Absolutely. I mean, I need an Instagram filter for every part of my life, so I don't know about you.
Right, so what I'm doing is I'm just blending that through. I'm also going to bring a little bit of Midnight into here as well.
Oh, one of my favourite colours, that.
Do you like a bit of Midnight? Look at the difference it's made to that darkness down there. So again, it just gives us the blue going into the purple and the different shades all coming through, okay? So you've got that little bit of dark shading. And then let's have a little look. I've got one of those clear ones, right? So you see they just blended it all out like this?
Yeah, just went over it afterwards.
Nice.
I thought...
Just pick up some of the excess.
Yeah.
Nice idea, nice idea. Right, so I've created my own kind of background there, Joe. And then what I'm ready to do is do a little bit of die cutting. So there's no rhyme or reason to this. You're literally just going to do whatever feels natural for you. So just going to make sure I get this tape off here. Oh, brand new set of dies. Nice to work with a brand new set. Right, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it right on the edge, but don't be frightened of having it go off the corner of the card.
Okay.
Do be careful with your tape on here, right? Because what you don't want to do is pull any of your ink off there. So I'm going to start with this first piece. Look at that, it's knocked it already. Carefully position that on this. It's just slightly coming off. Regular sandwich, clear magnetic clear. Pop that on and we're going to send that through, right? So there is my first one on there. And while that's going through, I've got ink all over my fingers.
It was Michelle Shepperton whose top tip that was, last week's Craft Factor contestant.
Thank you very much. Right, let's have a look. So when I lift this off, Joe, right, really important, take that tape off, guys, get all of this out.
Okay.
So if you're doing a Sara, make sure you tap on the back of the die, not the front where the cut is. You don't want to go this way, you want to tap backwards, right? So we've got that. We're going to take these off. These are all your little bits that you're keeping for your shaker cards. Then we're going to say, right, we're going to put a little bit more coming down here. Now, can you see we're slightly off the card, but all you need to make sure is you're slightly off the card, but you're not going past any of the sides of the card. Now, this is when it might be a little bit easier to use your Gemini rather than your Junior plates, because I can come off the top and bottom here. What I can't do is come off the sides. So I'll show you what I mean in just a second.
I guess with this as well, if you wanted to, you could use a few different designs as well, couldn't you, Sara? You know, you could have like the star, the bauble and the snowflake all in one, maybe.
And they would all go onto there really nicely and all mix in. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Right. So there's a couple more of these bits. Then what I'm doing is I'm going to take this one and just fit it into there. So you can see here, it doesn't, because this is going through my large Gemini machine, the fact that this is hanging over the bottom of the plate doesn't matter. Whereas if I was sending this through my Gemini Junior, that would be hanging out and that would catch on the side of the machine.
Right.
Because if you watch the way I'm putting this in, I'm obviously popping it in forwards, so the die just hangs out the edge, which doesn't matter. If it's hanging out the side, it's not going to work. So several passes through your machine to kind of get that die cut piece all over the background. And as we said, I'm working with a smaller piece of cardstock, Joe. However, it would look equally as good if you were doing this on a larger piece, right? All the time though, make sure that's cleaned right out, taking all these pieces and knocking all that out. So last little bit in this corner here, I'm going to take that onto there. And again, making sure that that is clear at the sides, nice and clear. Pop that on, and do you know what? That's only been 4 passes through. Oh my word! This is when you're trying to go. I'm trying to be really careful and not use too much tape at all. I might need a little bit more than what I've done this with. Do you know what you could do, Joe? You could always stick it to the plate, because that's not going to affect that at all.
Yeah,
right?
Like that.
There you go. You can have that.
Which
top tip.
might look lovely. Would make lovely panels for boxes. I bet with tea lights inside as well. This idea.
Yes. Do you know there's
really
some lovely concepts. You can cut into so many different places in your cards, and they're going to look really, really effective. Okay. Actually, that reminds me. We usually have the concept suite, don't we? I'll have to go and see if we've got the concept suite here, and I can show that as well. Yeah, you go and find out. While
let me go and I'll go on a wild goose chase for that.
Can you see? I've got loads of. You see loads of tape on the background here. You just want to make sure you pick all that up, and you're cleaning up all of this background piece here. So we don't want the adhesive anywhere on our white card base. So I'm always doing like a nice clean up as we're working through. There's my background piece. Just get out any little excess pieces. Yep, we're looking quite good there with the overall background. Now that, if I was to just stick that onto a piece of black, that's how it's going to look if you go straight onto a piece of black, right? Or this is if you want to stick it onto white and then onto black. I think I quite like white and onto black. It's just a little bit different, isn't it? So again, remember what I taught you, Joe? We're coming in fact, I'm going to just clean this down a little bit more because now it's a little bit wet. So I'm going to give this a nice rub all over the background here. So we're not going to get water on this part here. I'm going to use my straight tape for in all the straight places we have there. Brilliant. And then I'm going to bring my dotty tape pen, Joe, and basically go over everywhere else. Or if you want to use your spray adhesive, or maybe you want to run this through the Xyron machine, that would work a treat. I've just seen a couple of little pieces here that haven't popped out.
Teresa Weiss is asking, how do you get the size for doing the matte and layering? I can never get the top of the matte card even all the way around.
You want a good guillotine, guys. So this one here, I cut one piece to 5 inches square, and I cut the piece behind to 5 1/4 inches, so that you just have a tiny little border all the way around. So can you see as I lay that down?
Beautifully.
I think it's this way anyway here. Yep. And then you've got that nice all over background. If in doubt, or if you don't want a background, watch, I could stick that down, and then I could bring the guillotine in. Again, nice sharp guillotine's going to be able to cut through 2 layers of cardstock, no problem.
Both of those on the show, small and large today as well.
I just think a good guillotine makes such the world of difference to any of your card making. It's just going to give you such a professional finish on it. So look at that now. So now that is way more perfect than I could ever have achieved on my own with it.
Fantastic.
And that is now going to flat stick, because we've done that dotty tape pen all the way around. We've got great stick of the top layer. Now we're flat sticking this onto the little bit of black in the background. Oh, before I do, I've got a lovely piece of tape. I'm going to come right down the middle here. Don't you stick to that, no. And I'm going to go straight down there, Joe, with a little bit of this. Yeah, right down the edge, and fold these over as well. Now that can go onto the black base. And that is just looking spectacular. And that is just going to give... I've gone with a nice simple card front, because to me, the technique was this back part here. And I wanted you to see how effective it was, just doing a simple background. Imagine doing that with one of... You say Debbie's coming in to do some watercolour techniques this afternoon. Do a lovely watercolour background with that, and then finishing all of that off. I think that would look absolutely spectacular. Right, so a little bit of tape onto here like this. And then we can just take this part here, and you can either use your 3D glue gel, or we can just pop a little bit down. There we go, look at that.
How beautiful.
Nice and simple card, just a little bit different with that lovely all over background on there.
Really, really wonderful. And again, I guess you could do that with any one of the styles that you've got here. So many different options.
Anyone.
So many different variations on the styles as well, because we've given you 6 amazing dies with the sentiments that are curated to go with them as well, and you're going to be able to use them in a whole host of different ways. Let me take you through what you're getting. Pretty much all of you choosing to go for that whole collection. I can see why. You've got the dies themselves and then the sentiments which go alongside them as well. 3 sentiments in each one of these collections. So you've got that beautiful snowflake in there. We then have that wonderful star. Really would be great for your reason of the season crafting. If you've got previous things like our nativity collection, this would go beautifully with that as well. Going to paper piece, an absolute dream. Then you've got this one, the bauble, which is fantastic. I know you guys across the pond call them ornaments. Again, I think you could actually make or use these as excellent stencils if you wanted to. You know, like stencils for, you know, like the windows. You know, when you put like snow spray in your windows, wouldn't these look wonderful? Used for that with a bit of snow spray through them.
Absolutely.
I think it'd be excellent for those kind of projects. Then we've also got that tree in here as well. I love the fact that you've got the design, the shape, but then you've got the detail within there too. You've got those lovely holly detailing within that one. Then you've got your angel in here, of course, absolutely classic Christmas. And last but by no means least, you've got the cross in there. Very traditional with those floral elements in there. Really does make it very, very modern as well at the same time. If you want to get hold of this, $49.99 or $74.95. It's a brand new item, and we're giving all of you a 10% saving as well, which is fantastic. You can use your Club Inspire discount, of course. Remember, every one of you that is a Club Inspire member existing will get an extra 5% all weekend up until the end of Sunday. So that means the platinum price actually with the extra 5% applied becomes $37.49 or $56.96, which is fabulous value to get a whole collection. Let me share with you a couple of the other bits. I always think if you're saving a bit extra, then you treat yourself to something else a bit extra. That's what I'd certainly be doing. So I want to show you the gnome pad collection that we've got. First of all, I want to share with you the acetate and vellum collection. Now, I absolutely love this. You've got in here this snow flurry, and then you also receive it in the snow flakes. You get 3 sheets of each of the acetates. Then what you've got are these vellums. Now, the vellums are almost like white heat embossed, again with the same design. So you've got the snowflakes and you've got the snow flurries in there as well. So you get 12 sheets there. Then what you've got is your 2 paper pads. So we're going to start off with the printed papers, 48 sheets in here, which is excellent. Love the fact that a lot of these backgrounds tie through into the same designs as the acetate and the vellums that are in here. Really lovely, vibrant colour tones. Definitely got a bit of a Scandinavian feel about it, this one. Some lovely words, some nice imagery. You've got the gnomes in there. Definitely some elements that could be fussy cut. Some of these can be cut into banners as well. What's the one I was just looking at just there? Imagine that. You could easily cut that into strips to run along the bottom or around the edges of your project. Just a really beautiful pad, this one, and it was such an incredibly popular Nature's Garden collection when we launched it. And then what you're also going to get is the pearlescent cardstock, which is going to go in here as well. Now, the pearlescent cardstock, it's got a gorgeous shine to it, really lovely uplifting colourways. The other great thing about it is it's 250 GSM, so it's a good all-round weight. You could use this for your card blanks, you could die cut with it, you can emboss with it, you can do pretty much anything you like with that. And a great saving there for you as well, $26.59 or $34.11 if you want to get your hands on all of those. Now, something else that was, I mean, the signature of the Nature's Garden collections this year have been incredibly popular. 'Twas a Night being one of those, but you guys have loved the embellishment collection that goes with this. So we've got that on its own for you. You get the berries and the acorns, which are all of these. I think they're going to look wonderful on your card projects. Imagine a few of these clustered together though and tied onto some of your presents maybe. That would be another great way of using these. You could tie it on with a ribbon because you're getting that included. You will get the twine included, and you're going to get the bells in here as well. You get all of that for $19.57 or $25.76 if you want to get your hands on those. I also want to share with you our Hero adhesive collection too. This is fantastic because it's the holy trinity when it comes to the adhesives, isn't it? You're going to get 2 of the tacky glues, you will also get 2 of the all-purpose, and you're going to get 2 of our 3D glue gel as well. Absolutely brilliant glues, and pretty much I would say what you're probably going to use a lot of the time when it comes to the wet glues. 20 £20 or $35 if you want to get your hands on those. Lots of love still coming in for our brand new launch day products. Any question that you've got, definitely get them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you're across on YouTube. What would you like to share with us next, Sarah?
Okay, right, so I did say we'd try an easel card, and I want you to see, what I want to do is, if I show you the easel card, I want to show you the different levels that you can do an easel card at. Where did I put it? Here we go. So this is one version of an easel card. So this is if you do an easel card, Joe, and you cut right through the front of the card. I personally think these look absolutely stunning. However, I also wanted to show you a cheat way of also getting a really effective looking easel card, but a little bit easier. So what I've got is, I've kind of done the base of the easel card already. So when I say that, so what I've got is, I've got a card folded in half, 10 fold, so this was an A4 sheet, cut in half essentially. 10 fold here, halfway fold, and then I've cut another piece of card the same size so that this will connect onto the front. So that's how we do an easel card like that, guys. You've seen us do them loads of times. You're going to stick that onto the front there. And this is where we're going to do the front part of our card. So before we start, I'll stick the whole card together so that we've got the card ready to decorate. Here we go. And that's going to lie, because that is exactly the same size, you're line all of this up together. And then when that folds over, that is giving us the base easel card to start with. Really
awesome.
Super simple card. And it, actually, if you go and watch, Joe, I've got quite a few DVDs now, especially, say DVDs. I still call them old-fashioned DVDs, like the when we've done the USBs to show you how to do regular easel, twisted easel, double easel, quadruple easel, all these different styles. You can do all those different types of cards with these cut-in details. Now, what I've done is I've used a little bit of that cardstock. Here it is. I'm thinking I've got it here somewhere, right? So I've just cut. This was actually left over from the first card that I did, Joe. So this was a little bit left over, and I've cut a matten layer with the layer behind to be in that silver cardstock. But I haven't gutted it because what we're going to do is we're going to actually cut through this to reveal that behind. So starting with the cross, and I have to say, I know we shouldn't have favourites, but this one's right up there for me. I love the design, I love it to paper piece with, I love it to do shaker cards with, there's all sorts. This one in particular, if you want to do like real meaning of Christmas cards, I think it's absolutely brilliant.
And Marion's got a great idea. How about using these for stained glass window styles cards? Love that.
Oh, and do you know what you could do? You could get all of your alcohol inks, and you could do some fantastic special effect with your alcohol inks on a little bit of acetate, and then pop your acetate behind in that stained glass window. Maybe then make that into a shaker card and put some of your sequins behind there as well, just to get a little bit of movement through the stained glass window. I think that would look fantastic. Right, here we go. So when I lift this out, again, these are all ready. If you want to do your paper piecing, you've got all those elements ready. Or this here, if we want to stick it, remember what the rule is. Plenty of tape on the straight pieces. And then once you've got tape on the straight pieces like this, you're then going to take your dotty tape pen, go all the way over the background with the dotty tape like this. And then that will, even though we're matting and layering onto the silver, that is going to stick just as effectively onto the mirror card because we've got that fantastic adhesive. And the thing is, this makes all the difference. Look at that. It's like a faux paper piecing effect. So that looks almost like the whole thing. It
looks incredible.
But really easy. And if you really want to keep up the paper piece illusion, what you could do is you could trim that down so that the silver piece is actually smaller than the blue and you don't see the silver in the matte and layer in there either.
Great idea. I mean, so, even maybe flooding these with things like your glossy highlights, I bet would look awesome into these apertures.
I think that, do you know, that's a brilliant idea actually. If I had my glossy highlights here, Joe, I'd do that one just to show you.
We're not allowed to talk about glossy highlights,
no,
are we?
No, we're not. We're supposed to not mention it actually. That was your fault there.
Sorry, I'll take the blame now. I'll take the blame.
We'll be in trouble later. Right. Do you know what I've done is when I've done some other cards with this, I've kept all of those, you know, these pieces that come out, I've kept them. So I've got some white ones, I've got a couple of little silver ones here, I've got a couple of more white ones. So can you see all these? There's some blue ones I'll be keeping for another project. Keep the holly leaves, keep the ferns and everything, and you'll find you'll use them loads. So for example, if I just want to do a little flurry down here and a little flurry up there, all you're doing is you're popping all of these, Joe, into the corner like this to kind of make up a little bit of a collection, as it was. That makes sense. So into that corner for that collection, I'm going to go into this corner for a few of these pieces, and I just think they look really, really nice. So that's going to give me like a base from there. And then to finish it off, I've got a couple of little gems just to do some holly berries into these corners. So I've really gone with the very kind of contemporary look there of the pink with the blue. And that looked brilliant, a couple of little holly berries in the corner. And I just think it's a brilliant way, because that would have looked quite plain otherwise, that card. And I think that's what we need sometimes, is just how do we finish it off? What are the little finishing touches? And then can you see into these 3 little gaps in the centre? I'm going to push these 3 pieces in here as well. So 1, 2 into there, and these are actually sitting in the gap perfectly. So 1, 2, 3. There's the nice front panel on the card. And then inside, the rule with this easel card is you always need a stopper. So I'm going to come in here, let's have a little look. I've got just that stopper piece, so I'm going to do this piece flat on the bottom. So 1, 2, piece flat like that. There we go. And then to act as the actual stopper, I'm going to use just a little 3D element here with this bow. So a little bow, doesn't have to be central, can be aligned to the side there. That forms that lovely stopper just in the corner. And then all I've done is I've got a little Peace and Joy, which I'm going to take across the edge. And do you know what? To say we're only halfway through the show, and this is the 4th card I'm just completing now, I think, as they say, we're cooking on gas.
Oh, absolutely we are. And I love that. Beautiful colour tones there. Quite simplistic, but very, very effective. And that's exactly what you're going to be able to do with every single one of these Stamp and Die collections. Let me run you back through. Let me share with you again some of the finished samples that you're going to be able to create with these. No doubt we'll have a craft along scheduled very soon for this particular collection. So we'll all be able to craft along together in real time, which is excellent. So you've got the star in there. Love that, with that, just that gold star paper piece and built up on a foam pad on the centre there. Think about all of your different card concepts as well. This stepper card looks beautiful. This stepper card's been done with some gold mirror card there in the background, which really sets it off beautifully. Definitely going to be great for smaller cards, but also your larger cards as well. This is a whopper of a double Z fold right here. And again, you can see using 4 die cuts there on that particular one. 2 of them that have been paper pieced back together. Really, really effective. This one here as well, these have got vellums behind, which I think really sets them off nicely. I think this one might be my favourite actually here. This one that's quite simplistic, some paper piecing, and then what you've got in here is the craft card too. A little bit of a ribbon, really, really lovely. Very, very elegant as well. Beautiful, beautiful design, that one. Then we also have the angel in here too. And again, really simple diorama card here. And then a little bit of a flower on there too, some gold mirror card in the background, finished it off beautifully. This one is also stunning as well. So again, quite a simple one, but with that red mirror card in there, I think it really is gorgeous. And what you've then got is your just some nesting dies there, using some of your pattern papers around the outside. Remember, you're getting the sentiments, 3 sentiments included in each and every one of these particular sets, which is great. So 6 different dies, 18 different sentiments for you within this collection. $39.99 or $59.96 for Platinum members. However, remember, everyone is getting an extra 5% off. All existing Club Inspire members will get an extra 5% off in show and across the entire website, all the way up until the end of Sunday, which is absolutely fantastic. Talking of fantastic, I need to share with you the deal on the rocker blocks, because what you're going to do is you're going to grab yourself some white stamping card. We should call it white everything card, because you can stamp with it. Of course, you can use it for card blanks, you can die cut, you can emboss it. You're never going to have enough of this. So stock up on one of these and we'll give you the rocker blocks totally free of charge. What an awesome deal that is. $7.99 or $11.99 for Platinum members. Remember, you will be getting an extra 5% off of that as well. If you want some acetate, then we've got you covered there as well. It's the heat resistant acetate that we've got for you. 2 packs of this here, a 25% saving for you. So it's a buy one get one half price, $5.98 or $8.98 if you want to get your hands on that. Remember that glitter card collection we've got as well. This is the perfect colour combos to be using with your Christmas crafting, and also a great way, a great thing to use with the apertures that you've got in these particular dies. So you've got your ivory, your Christmas red, your solar gold, and you've got the pale silver in there as well. 35% off is your saving here, £10 or $14. Next up, I want to share with you again that ink pad collection that we have got here. Really awesome, this one. Not often we do a mixture of 2 different styles of ink pads in the same collection, but the colourways really work well here together. You're going to get the Bordeaux and the Spring Meadow totally free of charge in this collection, which is awesome. And then you're going to get Grasshopper, Honeypot, Chinese Red. You will get the Sandstorm in here as well. And then you're going to get your Midas ink pads. So Midas, those opaque pigment ink pads with that extra added metallic sheen in there, which is awesome. You've got the Amethyst, the Jade Green, the Platinum, and also the red garnet in here as well. $39.92 or $59.60. You're getting 2 of those free of charge in there. So many awesome products in this show, Sarah. They really are. But without a shadow of a doubt, the star of the show is Sarah, obviously, but also then this brand new launch as well. Remember, you're getting all 6 die and stamp collections in there, and you're getting the ink pad. And don't forget, all existing Club Inspire members will get an extra 5% off. So whether you are bronze, silver, gold, or platinum, you're all getting a bit extra. Very generous of us to give that 5% this weekend. When I say us, I mean you, Sarah.
Yes, well, you know, hey, us, Crafters Companion. No, honestly, guys, make the most of it while it's on. Not very often we do that. So, yes, once in a blue moon, really, so make the most of it. Now, as we're at the halfway point in the show, I thought it might be nice if I just we do a bit of a recap of what we've done so far, and I show you what's still to come. I don't usually do this. I think it's quite nice.
Awesome.
So, right, so here we go. So we started off with the nice simple ones where I showed you how to do the fold back. So those of you who were missing at the beginning, this is what you've missed. I showed you the nice simple fold back. Then we learned how to do the pop-out cards with the pop-out in the middle there. So we've done the pop-out cards. I showed you how to do a lovely all-over background piece. So we did the all-over background with the snowflake. And then, of course, we've just done that lovely easel card, okay? So you learned how to do the little easel with the kind of 4 paper piecing. Now, still to come in the second half of the show, we're going to do some actual paper piecing. So this is the card that I'm going to be teaching you, where we're going to do a little bit, we're going to get lost in the moment for a little while, and I'm going to show you how to do some paper piecing without having different colours of cardstock.
Ooh.
Right, bit of a cheat way there. I've also got a lovely kind of dome-fronted bauble card, so we're going to do this one next here. Do the dome-fronted, I'll give you all the measurements for that. And I'm also going to show you how to do, you know, I said we'd do a stepper card. I'll walk you through exactly how to do a stepper card, just the right size, give you all the sizes in there. And also, I don't know if you can see that well, but that's a shaker card inside there as well. So we'll be doing a shaker card with that. So lots still to come. I've also got, if we get an 8th one, I've also got time for a really kind of classic Christmas 8th card on there as well. So
8
that
cards?
Is 8 cards. Yeah, that is
How
me
many
being
have we done so
optimistic.
far?
I've done 4 already.
Wow.
So
Wowzers trousers. That's my new saying, by the way. I don't know where it came from. Wowzers trousers.
Wowzers trousers.
Who knows? Sounds like it's something the boys would say. I don't know where that's come from.
Shall I tell you, I was doing my Strictly interview yesterday, and I said something was debomb.com. And they all burst, there was about 30 people in the room, all burst out laughing at me. And I didn't want to say, my friend Joe says that, so it's okay to say.
I thought you said it first.
I thought I got it from you.
No, I think I got it from you.
Well, debomb.com. So whatever it is, it was debomb.com, right? So do you want me to walk you through the concept?
Oh, I would love to, yeah.
Very kindly got it out. So just a few ideas. When we say the concept, that's the black and whites, to give you a bit of an idea of what you could be doing with the black and white. So what about doing your own gift bags? This is done from 2 sheets of A4 cardstock. Cutting into the front, you know, this is when you could be using that lovely stained glass window effect and putting your acetate behind, Joe. A little bit of tissue card on there. Maybe you like to work with vellum. Oh, this one would work really well with the acetate too. So 4 sides to the box. This one's got vellum round it. You could be putting your acetate in, little tea light in the middle. And I love that idea of the snowflakes kind of being at different heights all the way around. Really love that, okay? This is the one that I'm going to be showing you with the dome front on there. That's just got the angel on there instead with the dome front. Multiple cuts into one piece of card. So look at this one here. Love that idea with the baubles on there and different cuts of cardstock. Maybe you just want to do a simple creator card where you cut into the front of the card and you've got a colour behind. Or because they are creator cards, you could be going into the lid of a box. And again, using your acetate or your vellum behind there. Obviously, I showed you how to do the pop-out card. That's just a smaller version of it, so shorter version. Just the same technique that I showed you there, though. Now, I love tent fold cards. So where you've got that fold, it's like an easel card style where you've got the easel at the bottom, but it's all in a tent fold instead. Same if you're wanting to do things, Joe, like your stepper cards. Look at this one, how fabulous does that look? With the stepper there in the middle. Love that idea with the bauble cut into the front. Whether you're going with a front step, whether you're going with a centre step and it'll cut into the middle, whether you're going with like a diorama card and cut into the front, everything you would normally do with one of your creator cards is going to be perfect with this. Your twisted easels, your diamond fold easels, all these different styles of card all lend themselves really, really well. If you want to do an easel card and cut through 2 layers, you can be cutting through 2 layers. There's your side stepper cards. I'm not even halfway through the box, Joe. Just to give you a bit of an idea of all the different styles you could do. Plus, guys, if there's something you see, I quite like that, I'm going to clear behind so you can see really, really well. How effective is that one there?
That's gorgeous, isn't it?
Love that design. If there's something that you're seeing that you love the idea of doing as a craft along, let us know.
Oh, yeah.
Because we'll be getting the craft along scheduled with this one. And if you want to do the craft along and maybe you want to come and take part in the craft along, or you've got ideas, or you want to see a certain technique covered, let us know. We're just on planning that craft along now, actually.
I love that one, Sarah. So
That one
simple,
there,
but
the double.
so effective, isn't it?
That's the thing. And then you know the card I showed you? But there it is with the stars all over the background. You know,
Really
so
cute.
you can see how that was the inspiration behind this card here that Bianca's done there.
Stars almost make a bit of a border, don't they? Especially if you maybe took the
Yes.
half, squidge them out a little bit further.
They're lovely, they're just a bit different. So that's just kind of giving you a few ideas there. Right, give me a second, I'm going to get cleared up and we're going
No
to start
problem
that next
at all. Loads of love coming in for so many of these. Anne says, so pretty, nice to see this using a different configuration. Gilmore saying, oh my word, that's just gorgeous. Nothing simple about these creations. Beth says, I love the simple yet contemporary feel of them. I think it's a great way of putting it. Sandra says, use a star on the front and the pop-up nativity on the inside. Another great idea there. Lynn says, the embellishments would be fantastic for decorating your craft along crackers and boxes. Another great shout there. Wendy's saying, hi Joe and Sarah, just ordered the lot and more. Treat yourself. What day is it today? Treat yourself Friday. I'm really discombobulated. I don't know what day it is this week. I've been like it all week. I'm not sure quite what's going on. Evelyn says, I would make a stencil out of inexpensive copy paper and decorate the top of a cake with some of these. Love that idea with some spray dye.
Really inexpensive way to create your own stencil. I think that bauble or the snowflake would be perfect for that.
Absolutely. Marilyn says, I love how ideas we suggest give Sarah even more ideas. And also Shudai says, honestly, this Sarah, she knows how to get us going. I'm not supposed to buy anything, but I am mesmerised and I need them. Lovely demos. Definitely grabbing these. That is the lovely Shudai. Teresa says, these are falling into my basket. Loads of these falling into lots of baskets. Very busy. I knew you guys would love them. Can't wait to see what you come up with. Make sure you tag us as well in your makes. Post them to our Facebook groups too, because we really love to get inspired by your inspiration too. Right, which one next then, Sarah? I know we've got loads to get in the next sort of 45 minutes or so.
Loads to get in, don't you worry. Can I just say, hearing those comments, fabulous. It's unbelievable how easy it is to run a business in the craft industry, Joe. Turns out you just need to teach everybody what to do with your products. You know, since we launched Crafters TV, the community of Crafters Companion fans has just ballooned globally, and all you guys want, you're just hungry and hungry and hungry for more ideas. And whether it's me and my cards, or you've got Debbie coming up later, we'll be featuring these, you know, next week on Launch Party, for example, then we'll have a craft along. All these different ideas, people have different takes on it, and we try and make sure that we give you the shows with all of our different craft presenters so that you can get everyone's different take and read on basically all the different products that we do.
Absolutely, so, people are loving it.
Yes, I always pull rank though when it's a big launch day show and it's one of my favourite products. I'm like, yes, I'm coming in to do that one. So, right, I did say we do one of those dome-fronted cards. Now, if you've never done a dome-fronted card before, let me show you how easy it is to do and a couple of little tricks, okay? So what I've done is I've just taken a card blank, and it can be any size card you want. I'll tell you the size of this in case you want to do it exactly. This is a 4.5 by 6.5 card, but the trick is your second sheet of cards. So this is your fold in half card, Joe. This piece needs to be the same height. There we go, same height that way. But can you see it needs to be significantly wider, okay, right? Now, the wider you go, the more of a dome you've got on the front of your card. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring this piece in, and I'm going to bring my scoreboard in. I'm going to score at 1/2 inch on each side. So you come 1/2 inch down this side, and then you come 1/2 inch down the other side. And notice I'm giving them a really good, concise score, all right? Giving them a fold and a burnish. Fold and burnish like this, And then once that's folded over, can you see, we still have a card which is wider. So that's not too much, that's around about 1/2 inch, right? Well, actually no, it's about 3/4 of an inch there. And then if I show you, when we bore that on the front of the card like this, you see, when I bore that up, you can see that gives you a little bit of a bore on a card that size. So it just all depends how much wider you make this piece of card than that piece of card. Decide, so I went for 3/4 of an inch plus the 1/2 inch either side, so plus another inch, right? Now, brilliant technique here, right? I'm going to mat and layer this with a little bit, I'm going to put a little bit of black in the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the black on, then I'm going to shape this. So watch here, I'm using the tape pen and I'm going all the way around the outside, really close to the edge, okay? Then plenty of tape across the middle. Please guys, we put so many great offers on the tape pens, right? Don't scrimp. Put plenty of tape on here, because what you want is you want a really, really good all over background stick here, right? Because once that's really well stuck, what we need to do, what we don't want to do is bend this and the cards start to peel up at the edges.
Right.
So you want that really well stuck. And then are you ready for my top tip? You want to come on the wide shot, our Charlotte, for this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this and we're going to come and just on the edge of the cardstock, we're just going to bend this in our hands, right? So I'm just using the palm of my hand to bend that over the edge. So can you see it's starting to bend already? Going to go a little bit more the other way, so just bending. You can use 2 hands if you want, but bending all the way around so that it's not the kind of memory of the card. We're adjusting so that the card remembers that it's rounded, as opposed to thinking that it's flat. So that when we stick it down, it's quite happy to be that shape. It's not trying to force itself into a different shape here. So that is going to go onto the front of this piece of cardstock, and that, when all of that sticks down, that is going to be the base of our card. So we're ready to put on our piece. So what I've done is I've just used a piece of that polka dot paper. I think this was from Santa's Kitchen actually, but it's a similar colour palette in that Gnome collection. And I'm going to bring in, I'm going to use the bauble one for this, Joe. And I'm going to bring in that lovely ornament die, lie it on the front here, and I'm going to do the cut round, the cut in, and then I'm going to show you something that looks really awesome. Right, we're going to do a little bit of a trick with one of the Spectrum Noir pens. So get that stuck in there. Let's do that cut in detail, and then get one of your coordinating colour pens. So I've gone with a bit of pink, and I'm going to show you. Now, when I'm doing a little bit of colouring in, guys, I just like to get a piece of card stuck in the background so that I don't colour through onto my glass mat. Doesn't matter, and it does clean off. I'm on live TV, I want it to look nice and neat.
You're on your best behaviour.
I am on my best behaviour. Look at these little snowflakes, by the way, brilliant.
Cute.
Right, these little polka dots, fabulous for your shaker cards. So keep all of this sort of stuff here, okay? Right, are you ready for this? What I'm going to do is I want to do a little bit of colouring, just pop all these bits out the back. So I'm going to pop that back into place over there, right? And so that I can get this perfectly right, let's have a look. I've got a bit of BP4 here. I'm going to just draw around the outside here so I get that perfect circle all the way around the edge, right? So we've got the perfect circle. Then I can come in with a deeper shade. So you can either do this with your ink pads, but I quite like it with the Spectrum pen here. And can you see we're colouring all that in? So I've got the contrast colour without having had to do any kind of paper piecing, any matting and layering here. All I'm doing is using my pen to do the colouring, Joe.
Really clever to use dye as the template as well to get that perfect circle.
Yes.
Going to make that so much easier. Loads of you still sharing lots of ideas. Marion loving the snowflake box, going to give that a go. Kate says, I love the bauble. Oh, I love that snowflake. No, wait, the cross is amazing. But that star, okay, I'm going to get the lot. Is what Katie says. I think she talked herself into it. Eleanor says, I love the dome cards. Monkey Head Bonkers says, we love all of the ideas you give us, Sarah. The dot adhesive changed my life, and I didn't believe it would. Absolutely. If you've not tried the dots,
try this stuff sometimes, guys.
Absolutely, you have. And what a really effective, but yet again, quite a quick technique this one is, Sarah. I think that's the theme with these dyes, isn't it?
A lot of it. Well, I've tried to do a bit of a mix of showing you some quick techniques and some more advanced techniques, I suppose. I've tried to do a little bit of a mix of everything in here so that you realise no matter what your level of crafting ability, there really is something for everyone with these dies. And again, whether you're wanting to do quick Christmas cards or you're wanting to do more advanced Christmas cards, I always like to know, actually, I can buy one product and it can make me showstopper pieces for the, you know, the important people in your life that you make your really special Christmas cards for. But it can also do your quick ones when you get to the, you know, 18th of December or something and you've still got about 50 cards to make, which is me every year, guys, with the best of intentions. It really is me every single year. Right, let's just open this out and I'm going to just line this up straight across the middle of your jaw. So because it's got that rounded piece, it's going to go on there no problem. And that is going to line up in place. And because we've stuck that adhesive all over the background, look at this, absolutely no problem whatsoever. Now, if you want to be fancy, I've just realised what I was going to do is I was going to stick this onto a bit of white first. Actually, I quite like that on the black there for a bit of a change.
Yeah, I like it.
Right, so if you fancy, what you could do is if you've cut this bauble out of a different piece of cardstock, you could paper piece these in now. What I'm really keen to do is I'm just going to bring a couple of little bits of, I'm going to put little blobs of glue gel into the centre pieces here, and I've got some nice little 3D gems that I've made, and I'm going to stick some little 3D gems into the centre. So things like your sequins or any of your 3D pieces like that. Look at these ones I've done. I've just stuck a little gem into the centre part of a sequin. And I'm going to use, where's my pokey tool? Here we go. Just going to use the pokey tool, Joe, to piece them in place. This is another one whereby if you had those glossy highlights that we're not allowed to talk about.
Not allowed to talk about those.
You could go into, do you know, it's been the story of our lives, hasn't it?
Pound, that's a pound in the glossy highlight jar every time you mention them. Yeah,
is that how we're rolling here?
That is it. I don't know what the money's going to go towards. We haven't worked that bit out yet.
I would say go and blame the finance team. They didn't order enough of them in, but I know how many thousands and thousands we had of those glossy highlights come into stock. Right, here we go. So all these little pieces. And notice I've used the 3D glue gel, Joe, so I have a little bit of manoeuvrability time as well if I don't get those quite exactly where I want them.
I like how pink this is as well, because I don't think pink's something we naturally associate with Christmas crafting, is it? But it shows you that you can use pink and get something gorgeously festive.
And it's going to look awesome. Yep, indeed. Right, let's have a little look. Where's my card gone? Here it is. Right, so I've got the base card here. Remember the trick, Joe, we're sticking tape to tape. So you go and tape all the way down both of those edges, right? And then we're going to go tape down these two edges here. So that what we do is we stick the tape onto tape. You have to get it accurate, lined up in the first place, but it's almost as strong as using like a red liner tape with these. So can you see that's going to go onto the very, very edge there, and onto the, oh, yep, this is why we need to get it in place for time. Very, very edge at the top, and then bent right over, and I'm doing the same again. I'm going onto the very, very edge here, and I'm going onto the very, very edge there. And that, I've got that all lined up in place. Because we did that doming, notice how that's just stuck down incredibly well of its own accord, right? And then I've just got nice little ribbon, and I've got a Joyeux Noël. So I'm going to stick my Joyeux Noël. How do you say that one again, Joe?
I don't know. Joyeux Noël. Is that right?
Joyeux Noël. Joyeux Noël. Did you not do
terrible
French
at French.
School?
I did German at school.
You see.
That's why I'm all right with the Krankenwagen and the Schmetterlings and all the other bits, but not these ones.
See, I did French, and we sell nothing in France, and I have to go on German TV and have a lady live lip sync and translate me, Joe. So yes, I was wishing I'd done German in school. I can tell you now. Isn't that lovely? Just a
really
little
beautiful.
bit something different.
And yeah, really lovely. I love that you used pink tone there as well. Let me run you back through what you are getting. Very busy on the big collection, also busy on the individuals as well. Remember, they are all available individually and on a 2 for £18 or £25.25. So it's completely up to you how you get your hands on them. Let me take you through them then. So let's start off with this one here, which is that gorgeous Star of Wonder that you've got. So you get the die here and the 3 sentiments then within each of these two. So this one here is Star of Wonder, merry and bright, all is calm, all is bright. So you've got that one just there. Then we move on to the tree. This is gorgeous. So this is your holly tree. And again, you've got the tree there, but then also the sentiments that go with it. So this one here says, happy holidays. we wish you a Merry Christmas, and it's Christmas. This is still your favourite individual, actually. It's the best seller individually, that Christmas tree. Then we have the snowflakes, going to work beautifully with so many collections I know that you already have. This one here says, baby, it's cold outside, winter blessings, and also let it snow. Then we have your bauble, which is the snowy bauble. This one has deck the halls. You're also going to get here as well all the sparkle. Love that one. And the word I can't say, Joyeux Noël. There we are. Thank you, Sarah. Then you've got your angel within here as well, the festive angel, along with Oh Holy Night, Joy to the World, and Silent Night. And last but by no means least, you've also got that cross in there. Really love the cross because it's something very, very classic, but you've then got the sort of modern element with the foliage in the centre there. £9.99 or £12.95 individually. Any two for £18 or £25.25. However, if you want the best value, the best way to get that is to go for that big collection. It gets you all 6 brand new stamp and die sets, and you're going to get the ink pad in there as well. It's your Flagstone alcohol-proof ink pad, perfect for stamping out those sentiments that are coming within each and every one of those. I can see Sarah is over there already like a coiled spring, ready to burst into her next demonstration. If you want to get in touch with me, any questions that you've got, still not too late to get them in. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you're across on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Diane says, I just received my new glitter pens. They would look lovely used with these. I have to agree. They really, really would. Has anyone yet received their outline? I haven't seen the outline markers, I don't think, Sarah.
Oh.
I haven't seen them. No, what have I missed?
Oh, well, Joe, you're going to have to wait and you're going to have to watch and catch up. I don't know when the next show is coming up with them, but keep an eye out.
Yes, absolutely do. Right, what's next, Sarah?
Right, okay, so I'm going to do the paper piecing. And I did say to you, if you hadn't paper pieced before, you didn't have different colours, let me show you the trick and the technique, okay? So what I've done is I've just cut a small piece of card, Joe, and we're going to be working with the Christmas tree because of all of them to work with, this is my favourite when it comes to paper piecing. So watch what I've done. I've just cut a little square of cardstock. I'm going to position this in the cardstock there and then just hold it down, a little bit of tape, Joe, and we're going to cut that through. So I'm just holding this in here and we're going to cut through, being really careful not to lose any of the little bits when they come out, right? And you know what, if you do lose them, it's hardly the end of the world because you just use another scrap of cardstock. You cut the little bit that you've lost out here. But I want to show you just how great this can be when you come and do this. So there's that one there, right? And notice I've left most of those in there, right? And then what I'm going to do, well, let's have a look. I'll come back to this bit here. So we'll come back to the paper piecing. Before I do, what I want to do, Joe, is just show you, I'm going to do a little bit of inking around there. So picking up a little bit of ink, I've got some Sandstorm here, and I'm just going to ink ever so gently around the edge with a little bit of Sandstorm first.
Awesome. And
then I'm going to blend from the Sandstorm into a little bit of Seal Brown as well. So if you really want to get depth to your kind of distressed edges like this, what you're going to do is you're going to use multiple different colours. So you've got like layers of colour in here. So I'm ready for this. So here it is with just the Sandstorm first of all, right? And then picking up that next layer, a little bit of Seal Brown, tap off the excess, and then again just pick up that little bit of depth. Look at the difference it makes there. Just ever such a tiny amount, little bit coming around the edge, and I really have used the tiniest amount here, but because we went over top of the Sandstorm, we've got multiple different layers there in our colouring. So there's the base here. So that is going to go onto, let's have a look. I've got, all you need is a nice background piece. So I've got a little bit of gold here. I'm going to lay that onto the background. Again, just like I've told you the whole time, we're going with our straight tape pens all the way around the outside and up these edges here where we've got straight pieces. Dotty tape pens everywhere else is really important, especially if you're paper piecing, that you've got tape all on these little nooks and crannies, because you don't want any of these pieces to kind of lift up and move around. So watch as we lift this off. That is going to go onto there, all right? And then all of this gets pressed in. Now, that's ready now for us to paper piece. So if I just show you, try not to knock this off at all here. I'm going to turn this over, bring in my pokey tool, and let's poke out some of these little bits of holly, all right? So little bits of holly here, and we can start with these. And then if I just want to get, watch this, a little bit of colour, right? I can colour this in. Now, these are the aqua pens that our Debbie's going to be working with later.
Oh, yes.
Right, so you don't have to use a separate coloured piece of cardstock. You can actually use any of your colouring mediums to colour that down. And then that is going to go, once that dries, and sit into that piece there.
Oh,
Can
what
you
a
see?
great idea.
And what I've got is, without wanting to make too much of a mess, I have actually done the one that I'd pre-done, Joe. I've sat and coloured in all those pieces with that pen, and all I'm going to do is, you can sit and watch me and be nice and relaxed. I'm going to sit and paper piece all of these back in here.
Amazing. Really, really awesome. Monkey Head Bonkers says, Joe, I could listen to you say the word bauble all day long. I'm not sure why. Do I say it funny?
Bauble, you say it just
Bauble.
how I say it as well, but maybe us English people. Is Monkey Head Bonkers from the UK or from the US?
In the US, I believe.
There
So maybe
you
they've
go.
not heard the word bauble or
Maybe
baubles before.
It's that lovely accent of ours, Joe, that lovely English accent.
Pam says, why is it every time I clean my craft space, inspiration hits and I get distracted creating? It's because cleaning can wait. I think that's what it is.
Absolutely.
Just made a card while watching Sarah. She's always lovely. Amanda says, hi Joe, I've received my outline markers this afternoon. They are beautiful. Lynn says as well, I've just received mine earlier today. Joe, you will love them. I need to investigate.
You need to have a look. I don't want to spoil it for you, Joe. I want you to go and watch it.
Yeah,
I don't like to say too much for those who maybe did miss them.
Ooh. Right. I'm going to go and investigate after the show. You guys clearly know what they are because you've all got them, is what I'm hearing. Any other questions or comments you've got, get them into me. Very, very busy now as we move towards the end of this show. I knew you would love these. They would also, I'm thinking, some of these work great for a tag, Sarah, as well. You know I love a tag. I'm guessing you could
loves a good tag.
fussy cut around the outside of there and you've got a beautiful tag. Good to go. A big tag, all the same. Also, don't forget...
Can I just show you quickly, Joe? You know, what you could do is you could run this through again, and can you see we've got all these little dots here like this, right? So if I ran this through on the red cardstock and cut out, we'd have loads of the little dots. So I've actually got the little dots that I'm going to pop in here, but instead of them being the cardstock that I've coloured, I've actually used, oh no, that's too big of a dot. There we go. I'm going to piece all these back in as well. It's very, very therapeutic and relaxing, and I know, I have a feeling a lot of you will be really enjoying watching me as well, just piece them all back in. So I thought I'd carry on, Joe, I'd just tell you how I'd got to that stage.
No problem. Kendall had a great idea as well. I could also foil them and then paper piece them in as well. Lots of you...
Now that I love the idea of.
Really, really awesome idea there. Loads of different ways to use them, and I think that's what really sets us apart here at Crafters Companion and Crafters TV, is that, you know, these are products designed by crafters for crafters. So we'll always build as much engineering into each and every product to ensure that you're able to get the most out of every single one of them, and also to get 6 brand new sets here, and also the ink pad included as well. To get that, well, the today price is amazing, less than £10 a set, $49.99, $74.95. The platinum price is just off the chart amazing, and then when you throw in the extra 5% that all existing Club Inspire members are getting all weekend this weekend, we come down to £37.49 in the UK or $56.96 in the US, which is awesome source value for money. It really, really is. And always amazes me, we give you discounts on brand new launches anyway. Remember, if you want to see everything else that's in the show, because there's loads of great things that would complement these, you can head over to the website, hit the Shop the Show button on the home screen, and you'll see absolutely everything that is there. Remember, this isn't the only show today. Another great show coming up, our weekly destination colouring show, is here at 7 p.m. this evening in the UK, 2 p.m. across on the East Coast, with myself and Debbie. It's the return of the Robinson, I'm calling it, and we're back with an amazing watercolour show for you. 2 hours of incredible inspiration and education when it comes to all things watercolour. So I know Debbie's really, really excited about that. She was texting me last night, Sarah, to let me know just how excited she was for it. So yeah, she's really looking forward to being back.
She loves the Colour Me Happy shows out, Debbie, doesn't she? She loves them.
She really, really does. Kim says, I love listening to each of you. Differences in accents of the CC staff is endearing to me. We do all have quite different accents,
We
don't
do
we?
have, we're a very varied bunch, aren't we?
We are.
That's all I would say, is we do come from all over the country between us.
Still really busy. Remember, you've definitely got time to get your orders in on these as well. I'm hearing how busy those ink pads are as well, by the way, so make sure to stack those up. Nice to have 2 different styles of ink pads in one collection, Sarah, to get a bit of each. Gives you the options, doesn't it?
Thinking. So when we put this together, we thought it just would be a really nice way for those of you who just want to dip your toe in the water and try a couple of different techniques that would allow you to do that. Now look at that. I've even left some of the little baubles empty with the gold, which I think also looks really awesome. All I've done is done a little bit of stamping there, Joe. So I've now got my little happy holidays, which I'm going to take all the way down the side of the card as well. So just a nice kind of finishing touch. And these are all the stamps that kind of come included. And then I've also just got a nice little finishing touch. All these little excess pieces, Joe, that you pop out and you don't use on some of your other cards. Look how easy it is just to finish all of those off. So that was that piece from the corner.
Nice.
With a couple of them embellishments. That, I think, might be my favourite card of the show. However, it's not about what my favourite card is, it's about what your favourite card is. Although I do feel like I've got time to squeeze another one in before we do a demo of the show vote.
Absolutely we have. Right, let me remind you what you're getting in here. I want to show you again some of these awesome finished projects that I've got over here because they are absolutely beautiful. Here's the star. How cool is that with the star? Look how much dimension you've got in there. Love that that star has been double built up on foam pads just to peek through. Fantastic. And I believe this is from the Gnome collection, that background paper that you've got in there. Again, think about all of your different concept cards that you might want to create with these. You can see here with this awesome stepper card there. And again, love the idea of creating the card blank out of a mirror card, which is fantastic. Next up here, yes, you can do big cards with these as well. I love that you've got this one here. It's been done with 4 of the die cuts, vellum on the inside of here as well, and then paper piece back in around the outside. A really stunning card, that one. This one here, also awesome, but very kind of, I'm not going to say plain, it's refined, isn't it? Or very organic looking with a craft card, a little bit of paper piecing.
Love that with the paper
super elegant, that one. Then next up here, we've got your a diorama card. Again, very different, but you can create. I think the great thing is about these, you're going to be able to create something in your style using these. They're going to elevate the crafting that you're already doing to the next level, which is awesome. And it's what you want from your crafting products, let's face it. This one here as well is your cross. And I love that, I think, because it's such a classic, design, especially something we give for Christmas so much. But then having it with a red mirror and the foliage in there really sets it apart. $49.99 or $74.95 gets you all 6. Also going to get you, remember, your ink pad in there. It's the Flagstone alcohol-proof ink pad. But remember, Platinum members, you can ignore that because everyone in Club Inspire is getting an extra 5% this weekend. Means you can get this for $37.49 or $59.96, which is excellent. Something else which is excellent that you might want to snap up, you've only got a couple of days left on it. It is this week's Get It, Got It Good. And this week's Get It, Got It Good is, of course, our incredible Illustrator markers. You're going to get 36 of them here in this collection. They are really the top of the tree when it comes to our brush nib pens. You've got Japanese brush nibs in here. You also have the bullet nib as well on the other side of there. Excellent quality and a great price, $67.49 or $107.95. We only hold that price up until the end of Sunday. And also this weekend you'll get a bit extra off of those as well. Now, lots of you are very full baskets. I know Sarah's got more demonstrations planned, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to check those baskets out. I want to share with you all the details of US delivery.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
I'm Sarah from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can get the best deals and shop while you watch during our shows. The best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. So head over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV Home, where you can see all of our shows, plus exclusive offers, and even shop while you watch. Now, if you want to get involved and comment along, you can head on over to our community pages. Come say hello, ask us some questions and chat along live with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even airplay our shows direct onto your big screen or stream us live through YouTube. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easy to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day.
Absolutely we do. Sometimes we create beautiful things, sometimes we create mayhem and mischief, but always...
Sometimes it's both of you at the same time, Joe.
But always with something beautiful as well, which is the main point. Lots of you taking the opportunity to check out there. Any other questions or comments you've got, get them into me. I know Sarah's desperate to squeeze this next demonstration in. She's so excited for it.
Well, this is what I feel like I've been building up and saying we're going to do this all the way through the show. I just want to walk everyone through how to do the side stepper card, but also how to do that lovely little angel with the shaker on the inside. So I'm going to start off doing the angel herself, okay? So what I've got, Joe, is I've just got a little piece of cardstock, and if you look, what I've done is I've cut it to ever just slightly larger than the angel, right? So we're going to have a good size on the angel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of those inks that we were using before. So a little bit of Oasis in the centre, and then also, as well as the Oasis, I'm going to build up with a little bit of colour around the outside. So Oasis in the middle here.
Love this Oasis
not too
colour.
much on, and then I'm just going to nice hint of Oasis in the middle, all right? And you always look, you're picking up a little bit and then tapping off the excess, right? And then if Oasis is in the middle, we're going to take a little bit of parakeet around the outside. So tap off the excess again, building up that parakeet. Doesn't matter if we go into the white a little bit and then we've got the Oasis, because remember we're going to have that little angel in the centre. So a little bit of parakeet, and this is why when we do the ink pads quite often, Joe, we do them in sets of 3, because you can see here how I'm using all 3 of those blue shades all together. So I've got that little bit of colour around there, and then if you really want to edge it with a little bit of colour, let's go in with the darker one, the midnight, pick up a little bit of deeper and just a tiny little bit around the outside again, and it just adds even more depth to the edge of your card. So we've got like a 3-part, always starting off with the lightest colour and building up from the lightest colour kind of as we work around, as it was, right? So there we go. And then notice I'm trying to keep nice and tidy as we go through, always cleaning that up. So there's our nice background. Going to take that angel, cut her in on the inside, okay? So let me just take a little piece of tape again. Oh, I've gone through more bits of tape. This is why you always need a few bits of tape on the go, Joe, right? Stick her down there. Now, I'm going to do that technique again where we draw around the outside with the pen.
Yeah, I liked that. I thought it was awesome.
Should we go right around the outside of the angel before we go? So let's have a look. I'm going to stick both pieces down. I'm going to do all of the cutting first. Now, these dies, by the way, guys, are so nice and simple as it was, that they would cut really effectively even through your MIDI, for example. You don't need to have like a 3D, you don't need to have an electronic machine. You could just use a nice simple die cutting machine if you want. So there's some of my little pieces starting to come out. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to just use my my pokey tool to lift that little bit of tape up, Joe. I don't want this to move as we're going around it. However, we do need to get that tape up and off the edge so that we're not drawn over it. All right, so there's one. Second piece here. Let's get right over there. Oh, my life, come here. Right. That's going to lift up, and I'm trying to make sure that I don't lift up any of it. Don't tear the cardstock at all. Now, nice and simple, I'm going to use a sky blue IB one, so very, very pale. And watch, I'm going to go all the way around the outside. So just ever so gently, and taking my time, and then we're going to go and fill in all the way around, Joe.
Susie T says, I'm mesmerised, is what she says. I'm thinking that's a good thing. She's loving the demonstrations. Eleanor says, these are such beautiful cards. These are such beautiful cards I've seen so far. I didn't get to see all of the cards today, but the last card I've seen, this card is so pretty. Well, you'll get a chance to see all the cards in a few minutes when we do the vote of the show. So make sure you stick around for that, Eleanor. Talking to stick around, make sure you stick around for my later show as well. Debbie back with me this evening, 7 p.m. Here in the UK, 2 p.m. across on the East Coast. We will, of course, be talking about all things aquamarkers, which is going to be lovely.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Do you know this technique I'm doing here? You could do this with the aquamarkers or with the illustrators that are on the Get It Got It Good deal. So watch when I lift that up now, right? Oh, I'm just going to poke these last couple out. Now this is an even more intricate die than the last couple have been, but still, look how nice and easier to release. And what I should have done, if you don't want to have to kind of have the hassle of the release like this as it was, is just peel the die. Instead of peeling the die away from the paper, peel the paper away from the die.
Does that make a difference?
Yeah, it does.
I didn't know that.
So if you go that way and peel the paper will stay in the die, right? So what you can do is you can either have that just with a nice outline, or you can come on with the thicker edge, Joe, and just go right over all around the inside. So that's what I did with the pink one that we did, the bauble, and I really like this idea. I just think it's a little bit different, a little bit unusual, but really, really easy to do.
Fabulous. Lots of you loving these, lots of you checking out, getting busier as we get towards the end. I think we knew you were going to really love this particular collection because, as Sarah said earlier, the everyday collection of abstract stamps and dies, you absolutely love these. And I think these are going to be something you're going to be able to create a real Christmas theme around because you've got the ability. They're all... What I love about them is they're all very different, but they are all, you can clearly see they're all from the same collection. Yes. So if you were making like a suite of Christmas cards or, boxed collections of Christmas cards, or you wanted to send Christmas cards to people, but you didn't want to send them the same Christmas card, you could send them, different ones from the set, and they'll be able to see they are from the same person, but without them being matching. I think that's a really awesome way to do it.
People who make and sell as well, Joe. Quite often you want to sell a pack of 10 Christmas cards, for example. You don't want the same card in, but you do want them all to match.
Absolutely. Got to be perfect for that, and then maybe even cutting some of the detail into the box as well, because I think boxes would look gorgeous with this detailing cut out of them. So many different ways you can do them, from straightforward cards to concept cards, and I think that's why they've been so busy. You want products, don't you, Sarah, that are going to enable you to do a bit of everything with? Yes,
I think that's the joy. It's like we were talking about earlier, Joe. There's some people who you make a really nice elaborate card for, for mates, mum and dad, the in-laws, the teachers at school get the really nice ones. But then, no offence, but as we start moving to our neighbours, it's less important to have really awesome looking cards, and I just need to know they need to have a nice handmade one, because they expect a handmade one from me, but I can't be spending hours and hours working on each card. So to have a product that is going to kind of work for all those different styles, you can do your quick ones with them, but you can do your more elaborate ones with them, I think really makes all the difference. So, right, can you see I've gone behind there with the acetate, so now we can do a great shaker card with it. And then all you're going to do is we're going to come round, but I'm going to double layer it around the outside, Joe, so you can fold that right over. And then as we get to here, just make sure you don't get that stuck behind a little crown as it was. I'm going to take that all the way up to the edge, use my little snips here to snip right off so that that butts up to there, and we don't have any seepage of our whatever it is you're putting inside, right? I'm going all the way around the outside, and now I'm starting in a different corner to give it a double layer. Now, if you've ever made shaker cards and got really frustrated that they don't shake very much, right? The trick you can do is you can do this double layering with your foam tape. And it means that you just get an awful lot more room to kind of work and manoeuvre and get your stuff stuck in there, right? So here we go, right round there, second piece there. And then notice I've just buttered that right up against the edge as well. So we've got 2 layers of foam pad there,
beautiful,
nice and thick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this with a little bit of blue. Right, so we've got blue glitter card here. So all you're going to do is you're going to peel the backing off. And I'm going to just, there we go, ever so carefully. I always like to bend it round the corners instead of cutting it into the corners, just to kind of be nice and quick and easy. I've got a little bit of faux snow that we're going to put into there. So you pop your faux snow in, or whatever it is you've got. I know we've sold out of faux snow, but I know a lot of you will be watching will have got that faux snow.
Do we have some faux snow in the winter watercolour, I think?
We did.
Oh, is it gone?
Indeed. I don't know if it's gone.
I'm not sure. I'll get Georgine to have a look.
There was a little bit of it when I last checked, but I don't know if that's the case now, okay? And then look, I'm sealing that all in the background there. Notice I've been quite clever to make the background a little bit smaller so that that will then stick straight back onto another piece of card. So that has got my faux snow in the background there, but I can still see a little bit of my angel. She's going to be lovely. Look, I have got 4 little
right, it's still in stock in the watercolour Christmas range, so
yes,
you can grab that, which is awesome.
Oh, good, we can talk about faux snow. Do you know, you have a couple of days off. I've been camping with the kids this week.
Oh, do you have a nice time? Pictures look great.
Pictures did look great. We had an amazing time. An amazing time. Right, here we go. There's your background piece. Are you ready now? This is, guys, where you're going to make a note of the measurements for your for your stepper card, right?
Okey-doke.
Are we ready? So that's going to be the topper that goes on the stepper card. That's ready to go. For the actual card, I've tried to be clever here, so I hope you appreciate it, right? I've tried to give you a piece of card that you could cut from either A4 or 8.5 by 11. So I've cut it to 11 inches long. So if you're cutting it from 8.5 by 11, all you need to do is trim it, and we're going to trim it to, what was it, 6 3/4 inches wide, yeah? So we've gone 6 3/4 inches wide there by 11. So it'll cut from both A4 and also 8.5 by 11. Now, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to say, right, we'll do the side step. So because we want our side step being wide enough, let's have a little look. Can you see I'm going to do my side step at 2.5 inches? Because then that's leaving me enough of a panel on the side. Whether you want to go on the left or the right, I can show you both ways, right? So 2.5, you come all the way down this edge here, down that 2.5. Oh, make sure I'm in the groove. Right, so I'm going down that 2.5 inch like that, right? Notice I didn't go all the way down. I started part way down, I finished near the bottom. So then, this was 11, so half of 11 is?
5.5.
5.5.
Nearly got me there.
So you get to your 5.5, right? You want the 5.5 in the large panel, right? So just gentle through the middle, and we're going to score down the large panel here, right? Now, if I do my steps, let's be a little bit awkward. Let's do 1 3/4, right? So I come to 1 3/4, and I do my step up from the bottom. And if we've gone up 1 3/4, we need to come down 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 double is 3.5. Right, so but it basically is whatever size your step up is, it has to be the same step down, and then this size here you add on to this end. So this was 5.5, we need to add 1 3/4 onto 5.5, so you basically come to 7 1/4 and score at the 7 1/4 part. You followed all of that?
Got that, yeah.
Brilliant, right? Then all you do is you come in, craft knife, and we're going to cut from the edge of the first panel to the edge of this panel here. And then if we burnish those crease lines, you see, that is exactly in the middle. This steps down and up, and then that step there is exactly the same height. It is, it's all to do with the fact that this one goes halfway, and then this is whatever size your step is, needs the same size back down the other edge, and then you add that difference onto here. That gives you that lovely stepper card. So what I've done is, I've done that with your stepper at the right, or you can do exactly the same, but with your stepper at the left.
I can see why you were so keen to get this into your demo of the show, this one.
I wasn't going to miss this opportunity, right? So I'll put this on the right-hand side this time, because it's a little bit different to before. That, I'm then going to, I'm going to use a wet glue, Joe. I'm going to use a little bit of my all-purpose so that we've got a bit of manoeuvrability time. And I'm going to just all-purpose all over the back of here. And I've got that little bit of stick around the outside. And I'm going to take that and slightly offset it.
Oh, nice.
So it's just a little bit tilted. Yeah, quite like that, right? A little bit of tilting, a little bit of manoeuvring into place. And then actually for my side panels, all I've done is wrapped a little bit of cardstock around one, and I've inked it. And I've done a slightly larger ink around the second one. And I'm just going to stick all of these into place and add a couple of sentiments on. It is as simple as that.
Amazing. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful card. Lots of love still coming in for these. dyes in all the demonstration. Pat 5 says, I think this angel dye from this collection is really lovely. Samantha Cheney says, I love angel dyes and stamps, just give me a good feeling inside. Dang it, Sarah, says Gwenda G. I was done buying Christmas crafts and then these came along. And I think that really is the case. I think they are so simple and such a nice size, because you're going to be able to, Sarah's shown you through this show, using multiples on projects, using one on a project, on a smaller project or a larger project. They're just so versatile because of the size they are, that you're going to be able to do so many different things with them. And again, even though that's a really elaborate looking card, Sarah, that hasn't taken you all that long, has it?
No, it hasn't, has it not? And bear in mind, I kind of incorporate two techniques into one. So I wanted to show you the shaker card. I also wanted to show you that shadowing technique around the outside, and we were doing all the measurements for your stepper card. So it just shows you where you can be taking this and how elaborate you want to be. And I think that's the whole idea, is I've tried to start off simple and then build up to some more elaborate cards. Now, Director Charlotte, am I bringing my cards over here, or are you having a look at them over there? She's right.
Either or.
Straight over. I'll shimmy back.
Check you out.
Right. Should we go with them this? Right. 1 is your snowflake background.
Nice.
2 is your pop-out Christmas tree. And we'll go with number 3 can be our paper-pieced Christmas tree. Right? Then number 4 can be this one down here. She's coming down for number 4. And I'm going to come in and pick up my number, whatever it is when we get there. So that's 4. Then we've got 5, which was the first one that I did.
Nice.
So I know it's an awkward one, but that was quite nice, wasn't it? We've got 6 is this one here, right? And then I can just about squeeze it on there. Our number 7 as well is the little angel. You move.
Love that.
So there's 7. So you
choice
choose.
is yours.
So, do you want me to run you through them again? So 7, 6 is your bauble. 5, oh, I want you to be able to see 5 really well, because we thought that might be a contender. 5, 4, moving it up, we've got 3 is your paper pieced one up here as well. So you've got 3 for your paper piece Christmas tree, 2 for your pop out card Christmas tree, and 1 for your snowflake design. Right guys, vote away. Do you want me to show everyone the concept suite, Joe, while everyone's voting?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7. Get voting right now. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion on YouTube. You've got about 2.5 minutes to get your votes in, so be quick. Make your voice heard. I know there's so many different things you can do there, and I think we've really seen that just in the variation of demos, haven't we, through this show, Sarah?
Well, that's what I've aimed to do. I've tried to show you as much as possible, but then even more ideas here with the concept suite. So what about doing your own gift bags? Shaped gift bags, really easy to do, whether you're doing them in with 2 of your die cuts in or just with 1 of them in there. Would be wonderful if you do that with like a little bit of acetate in. Now, in the same way that I showed you the side stepper, here's a side stepper with the die cut straight into the base of the card, which I think is lovely. Or I really wanted to do a few more easel cards. We did do a nice simple easel card. That is where you do the easel card with a cut in. And then these are the ones that I love, are the tent fold cards. I've done a few of these in some of my recent launch day shows, Joe. I just think they're really simple to do, all from one big long sheet of cardstock folded into 3. We've got things like your front step card, where again you're cutting directly into the base of the card here. We've got the just keeping it simple, so stuck straight onto the base of a card, but this time done as a twisted easel. You've got your diorama cards. This would look wonderful as a diorama on there. The same way that we did a side step, do a center step, guys. So all you do is you do your score lines at 1 inch either side, same technique that I showed you, and then just take it down the side panels. You can be doing a box, cutting into the inside of a box like this. You've got your 3-fold cards like this one here.
That's cute, love that one.
I like that one. I like that idea too. Your pop out, this is the one that I showed you earlier. What about into the lid of a box? All these are just different adaptations and techniques based on a lot of the demos I've shown you. Very simple into the front of a card. The dome card that we did, where I showed you into the front of the dome. The background card works really, really well. We did it with the snowflake. There it is with the star on here. You like this one, Joe, didn't you? The double pop out
Really
front.
love that, yeah.
That's really lovely, that one. And that is not overly dissimilar to the one that I showed you first, which is that side panel one where you've got the side cut out. Or take it to the next step and do it where you've got full on It's like a Z fold card, but not with a small
Full
Z.
Z fold?
Yeah, it's like a full
That's
size
cute.
Z fold card on there. And this one I loved. I've never seen one of these before. Love this idea with the cutout panels on the front there. So I think I might be trying that one. If there's an idea that you've seen that you'd really like us to look at for the craft along, let us know, because we are absolutely open to ideas.
Absolutely. Do indeed get those ideas. Number 7 is a card of the show, Sarah.
Number 7.
Yeah, I thought
Let's
it
just say
might be.
I thought it might get there. So so number 7, and I think that's a brilliant one if you want to go and watch it back and make a note of all those measurements. That was my card number 7, how you do that lovely little stepper card.
Beautiful. I just want to quickly whiz through what you're getting in that full collection. So remember, you're going to get the die and the stamps in here as well. So you've got the star, you have the tree, you've got the snowflake in here, the bauble, the angel, and the cross in there too. Now, $49.99 and $74.95 is a great 10% saving for you. You are getting the ink pad included as well. But remember, an extra 5% off everything site-wide and here on Crafters TV all weekend means that we can take that platinum price even lower, $37.49 or $56.96, which is awesome. Well, Sarah, it's been an absolute pleasure to spend a couple of hours in the studio with you this afternoon. Do you know when you're back with us here on Crafters TV?
Yes, so I will be back tomorrow for a HSN special tomorrow evening, actually after our last show, very, very late tomorrow night. So yes, if you're coming up for an HSN special, I will see you then.
And I will be here then with you too. But I'll be back before then with the lovely Debbie Robinson for our weekly destination colouring show, of course, Colour Me Happy. Will be coming your way 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. on the East Coast, 11 a.m. for you West Coasters. So I will see you back here for that in a couple of hours. Don't forget to check out your baskets. Make sure you get your hands on this incredible brand new set of dies. I know you're going to absolutely love them, and I can't wait to see all of the incredible things that you start coming up with. We're going to go and get ourselves some dinner, have a bit of a gossip and a natter, and we'll see you back here in a couple of hours' time. Take care.